So, you want to be a bodybuilder? Okay. It's funny because I was talking to some guys recently, some other bodybuilders, and they were picking my brain and, trying to find the best way, to get to where they're trying to go. And, bodybuilding is a very difficult road. It's an awful road. It's an expensive road. It's a selfish road. Bodybuilding is a very tough sport. And the truth is, it destroys a lot of people. It really does. But if that's your fucking goal and you have the love and passion for it the way I did, then you know what? You keep pushing towards your goal. There's nobody that can tell you, to stop doing what you're doing, that you're never going to make it, you're never going to succeed. If you have the mentality that I had back in my bodybuilding days, no one could tell me shit. I was going to achieve that goal, and I was going to be the best I could be, which in my eyes was going to be the best in the world. And nobody could tell me any different. So, but I'm going to give you a little bit of advice that I wish I had in the beginning. And it's actually really, really good advice. And if you really think about it, it will make perfect sense. Now, what happens is, as we become better, we want to test ourselves and we want to compete, and the only way to compete is at a bodybuilding contest. So, we diet, we kill ourselves, we suffer, and we get on stage and, win or lose, you're going to come back and do it again because it's addicting. And if you lost, you got to redeem yourself. You can't fucking accept, that you didn't win the show or at least make top 5, let's say. And if you won, now you're fucking on cloud 9 and you got to keep on fucking winning. You know what I mean? So you're going to keep on competing. Now, let's fast forward to the future and let's think about what our goals are as far as the future. Where do we see ourselves? What is our main goal? What are we trying to achieve? What is the end point? Or what is it that's going to make us feel like we achieved our goal or we are successful at what we've been killing ourselves over? The answer to that to most would be, I just want to turn professional. I want to be a top fucking pro. I want to one day compete on the Olympia stage. Maybe your goal is to be Mr. Olympia. And if that is the case, you need to find the best way possible to get to that goal. And you want to achieve that goal as soon as possible. You don't want to be in your 40s still trying to turn pro. You know what I mean? So my advice, which is really good advice, is let's say you're weighing 220 pounds. All right, now I have a question for you. You're 220 pounds. What weight do you feel you have to compete at to be a top pro in this day and age? For you to step on stage with some of the top pros, what weight do you really have to have? What kind of size do you have to be able to compete with these monsters? Okay, let's say your answer is 260. I gotta be at least fucking 260 to be on stage with these guys, right? So if you're 220 and you're getting ready to compete in a local show, my question to you is, what is the reason for competing in that show at 220? What's the point? What are you achieving? How is that helping you get to your goal? The answer is you're wasting your fucking time. All right, let me explain that. I believe that you should bust your ass and work on getting to what you see as the best possible physique you can achieve. So if you feel 260, solid, shredded, ripped is what it takes for you to be on stage with these top guys, why not bust your ass and get to that size first, right? And just get rid of all the bullshit along the way of competing in a local show, in a national qualifier, in a state show, just cut out all that shit. You don't need to do national shows for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It's a complete waste of time and money and energy, and time is valuable. And if you're gonna be a top pro and you wanna make money at this sport, you need to turn pro early. Turning pro in your 40s, you don't have a lot of time. There's not a lot of time to make money. There's not a lot of time to enjoy achieving your goal or your dream. So you want to turn pro as quick as possible. So the way to do that is there's no reason to be competing in these local level bullshit contests. All it is a $10 trophy. It's not helping you get to your goal. No one gives a fuck. And if your goal, if this is a career for you and this is something that you want to do, then you need to get there as quick as you can. And doing these bullshit shows is a waste of fucking time. So my advice to you is get your physique to where it's the best it can be. Then go win the state show, go win the fucking USAs, and then go on your first pro show and place top 5, right? Why not? Now I know you gotta pay your dues and you gotta play the game. There's a lot of politics involved and so forth. But if you go in looking like a top pro in a national level show, you're gonna win that shit. And again, there's other things you have to do on the way, of course. Social media is the most important thing there is right now. For a bodybuilder, social media is more important than anything. And bodybuilders do not seem to realize this. They do not seem to understand this. And they're so caught up in the trophy, chasing the trophy, they neglect the social media aspect. And what's sad is they don't understand how important that is, in their career. And as far as being successful and making money, social media is the most important thing, and that's what they should be working on more than anything. And I've had this talk with thousands, and a lot of people, they just ignore what I say, and their social media stays the same, and they continue doing show after show, not winning the shows. Social media is not growing, and they're basically not getting anywhere. They're just spinning their wheels, and it's expensive. It's an expensive sport. So if you're competing on a regular basis, you're probably broke. You're probably living month to month, and it's the reality. It's the reality of the sport. It's. I went through it. We all go through it. And the advice I'm giving is, don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your money on shows that are meaningless. If your goal is to be a top pro and make money in the industry. Now, if you're doing this as a hobby or it's fun, then yeah, great. You fucking have a good time, do these local shows, and compete against other people, compete against yourself, try to be the best you can be. It keeps you in good shape, you to get good pictures, and I understand all that. But I'm just talking to the people out there that are looking for this to be a career choice, and this is their dream. So if this is your dream, my advice to you is just keep busting your ass in the gym and don't even think about competing until you get to where you need to be. And think about that shit. It makes perfectly logical sense that there's no reason to waste your time with small shows and prolong, getting to where you need to be and start making some fucking money. And again, you're not gonna make money just turning pro. There's a lot more to it than that. But it's a step in the right direction, and if you continue pushing your social media and you can continue getting your name out there, then it's all going to come together and you will make money. And at that point you can pretty much do whatever you want. So get your body where it needs to be. And if you're 6 feet tall, you should not even ever think about stepping on stage if you're not at least 250. At least 250. I mean, I'm just giving you a little guideline that if you're not shredded 250, you have no business stepping on stage. If your goal is to be a top pro, you need to have that size and have that quality so that when you step on stage, our dream, all of us, including me, our dream as a bodybuilder is to step on a stage and hands down be the clear-cut winner. You walk up and it's like, yeah, I fucking won this shit. Overall, yeah, I'm clearly, above and beyond everyone on stage. And that's everyone's goal. And, that nowadays, it really doesn't happen anymore. You go to national level show or a pro show and it very rarely happens. There's a lot of competition out there. And, back in the day, you can remember some of these top names, where that shit happened. You had guys that, Kevin Leveroni, Flex Wheeler, where they step on stage and it's like, wow, like, okay, show's over, But anyway, that's my advice to you is, get to where you need to be before you start competing, and you can get to that desired size within a couple years. I'm talking 2 to 4 years, you can be where you need to be. Now, if you can compete and continue competing in local shows and dieting and this and that and bulking and dieting, you know, it's going to take you 10 to 15 years to get where you need to be. So bust your ass, do everything you need to do, whatever the fuck it takes to get your body where it needs to be, and then step on stage and fucking destroy the competition. Turn pro and fucking make some goddamn fucking money out of this sport.